Hello, this is Gypsy Spirit. Welcome to the Third Eye Connection, and I am your host, again, Gypsy Spirit. Today our topics are going to be about, we're going to put together, or I'm going to teach you how to do a money spell. If you need fast, immediate money, we're going to do that. I'm going to show you how to do it. We're also going to have a little tarot lesson like we did last night. Hopefully today we don't nearly burn my house down. We're also going to be talking about full moon dreams because we're still in full moon. This is the second night of the full moon. And if you're feeling tired or having weird things happen, memories and weird dreams, we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about cleansing yourself from past sexual relationships and how that can affect you in your life today. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started on this this money spell. I have a friend who puts together a lot of spells, and she shared this with me because I am in need of money right now, as we all are. This is a quick cash fire spell, and the ingredients that you need, and I'm going by what she wrote me, but the ingredients that you need, and I just pulled it out of my pantry. We need nutmeg and ginger and Hershey's, got some cocoa and some cinnamon, and we need a bay leaf and a charcoal tablet. And of course, I got everything except my lighter to prepare for this. So let me get that real quick. There is always something, no matter what, that I'm going to leave out. And this was it. So, you want to pray over the ingredients, but we're going to put the ingredients together first, and I'm going to show you how to do that. First of all, you're going to write an amount on your bay leaf, and let's see. I need $500 within a week. So, for some reason, this pen is not writing. Yeah, well, here we go. $500 that I've written on my bay leaf. So, I'll put my pen away, and here is the $500. And I'm going to try to tilt my... I'm going to try to tilt this down a little bit so you can kind of see what's going on. And for some reason, this is not working. Okay. Well, it's still not working. All right. Well, oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to take just a little bit, and I just used a regular spoon. So I'm just going to take just a little bit of some cocoa. And I've got a bowl that I'm putting it in. And actually, I don't want to use this bowl because this bowl is chipped. And I don't want to use a chipped bowl. So I have another little plate. I'll use that. And let's please also remember, so this is my plate. I've already started. Also remember that it's all about the intention. So you've got to set your intentions as you go over this. Also, just a little bit of this cinnamon and a little bit of ginger. Oh. Spice it up a little bit. Actually, if you were cooking this in some sort of a dessert or something, it'd probably be pretty good. And a little bit, a little sprinkle of nutmeg. So that's good. And I just like to just take my hand and put my energy in it and just kind of mix it up a little bit. And as you're mixing it up with your fingers, just like meditate. I really need $500 to get out of some debt. I really do need that. So just kind of mixing it and thinking about it, meditating on it. Okay. Yes, it does smell good. It would make a nice dessert. Okay, so then I'm going to take my bay leaf. Actually, I'm going to take my tablet here, and I'm going to spoon up. I'm sorry, we're doing this wrong. We got to light the tablet first, right? Hopefully, we don't nearly burn the house down like I did last night. If you watch my video from last night, you can see I had a candle and a tablet going, and I had a huge, the fire got really big. So in saying this, and I really shouldn't have to, but you really need to, if you're going to light these things, do not walk away from them unattended. You don't want to walk away from this unattended anyway, because it's you're supposed to be meditating on it and using that smoke. So I'm just going to put a little bit. I've already lit my charcoal, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this over the charcoal. And I'm not going to put it all, because maybe I'll save it for another money spell. Oh, it smells really good too. I wish that y'all could smell it, but you can see it burning, right? And then I'm just going to put the bay leaf on top of it like this. And the smoke, you want to put your hands over the smoke, like I am hovering. You can't really see it, but I am hovering my hands over the smoke. And it smells really good. It smells really good. So I'm just going to meditate for a moment. Meditate. $500 that I need. I need to pay my bills. So we all have bills to pay, and money is tangible. It's just a tangible thing. It comes and goes. It's no different than the spoon. It's just tangible. And people get so caught up with money, but of course we live in a world where that happens. So I'm just going to let this burn for a little while, and I'm going to keep it in front of me. I'm going to put my other things away, all of my spices and things, and put them away. So I want to talk about dreams in this full moon. Today and yesterday, I've been really, well, especially today, really, really tired, and I have some back and neuropathy issues, and boy, it was just really catching up with me today. I ended up taking a very, very long nap, which I had a lot of work that I needed to do and was not able to get to the work because of just the tiredness. A lot of times the full moon will do that to you. The full moon is a way, if you're feeling tired or if you're having unusual dreams, especially dreams about your past, that is the full moon trying to get your attention. The universe using the full moon, the energy of the full moon trying to get your attention. And there's a lot that is said with that. I'll tell you a story. Over the summertime, there was a guy that I dated back in the 70s, like mid-70s. I lived in Napa, California. And this guy was the one that got away. I mean, I was just, crazy about this guy. And he broke up with me. I mean, he totally totally broke my heart. I cried and cried. And yeah, he was the one that got away. And that was in the 70s. And I mean, I've been married twice and had many, many, many boyfriends since then. But over the summer, it was like every full moon, I would have dreams about this guy. And I couldn't understand why. Why was I dreaming about him so much? And man, that was so burning. I was couldn't understand why I kept dreaming and dreaming about him. And I realized that it had something to do with the full moon, the energy of the full moon. I was still, even though it had been all those years, and it had nothing to do with the guy, this was all about me. So always remember, if you're, having this experience with the full moon, it's not about the other person, it's about you. The universe is trying to help you remove something or be awakened to something. And I couldn't understand why I kept dreaming about this person. And I mean, I looked him up on Facebook, and he doesn't look anything like he used to, I can tell you that. And after reading some of the things that he was posting on Facebook, I thought, wow, I sure dodged a bullet on that one. Sure glad I didn't get it. I mean, universe, obviously was protecting me in regards to this guy. But there was something that I needed to learn about myself so that I could remove. And it was in the whole picture, the whole scheme of it was that I was needing to learn how to love myself and show myself self-respect, something this guy didn't do. And so that was the gist of the whole thing. But not only, it was funny because like after 2 months, 2 or 3 months of dreaming about this person every full moon, and I understood what the message was, what I needed to learn out of it. Then the following full moon, for like a week, I started dreaming about all the old boyfriends that I had. And it was basically the same message that universe was trying to give me about the guy in California. So it was all about me and learning to love and respect myself and treat myself with integrity. It had nothing to do with these guys. So, it's amazing some of the dreams that we have, especially during the full moon. My advice is that you record your dreams. Record all of your dreams, but pay attention to the ones during the full moon. Write them down, and after several months, go back to those dreams that were during the full moon and see how they all correlate together and what it is that the universe is trying to tell you. Because there's a shift that the universe, we're always evolving, and the universe is trying to help us to evolve. And a lot of it depends on, how awakened we are. When I first became awakened, it was a long time ago. I guess it was in 20, it kind of started, I guess, around 1998 or 99. I had decided to leave the church. There were things going on because I was I had a very strong Christian background, belonged to a church that I absolutely loved and was there every day, or every time the doors were open, I was there, let me tell you. And I was head of the singles ministry for a while, and there was just a lot of time and energy that I put into the church. And it wasn't long after I got married that things began to happen, and I began to see things. But I started having an awakening probably about 2008. And I had a little vintage clothing store, and somebody handed me the book, Eat, Pray, Love. And I didn't even get through the whole book. I just read half of it. And it was like, wow, I was already resonating with that book. And so I began to realize that the universe was far bigger than what we in our little tiny minds imagined. And and yes, I watch a lot of Ancient Aliens. So I'm a firm believer in some of the things that they talk about in that show. So, you're not going to get it all at once. The universe is only going to give you little bits and pieces of it at a time, because you have to have time to process it. You got to have the time. If you got everything all at once, you'd go mad. So little bits and pieces. So evolving, once you become awakened, you get little bits and pieces to awaken you more. It's like the universe is like peeling back layers and layers of all the things that you've sucked into in this universe, in this world, that has conditioned you to be in, I guess, part of this, the mindset of this planet that we live on. And little by little, the universe will give you little snippets to help you remove some of those thoughts, beliefs, behaviors that are not serving you. But you got to understand it as well. So it's called evolving. And so every time you release a little bit of it, you rise a little higher, and you evolve higher to that spiritual level. So that's what the awakening is all about. And we're all on different levels with it. So a lot of times, if you're having dreams during the full moon, then you need to record. You need to record your dreams anyway, but you need to record the dreams so that you can look back on it and see what exactly it is that the universe is trying to help you with. I'm a dream interpreter, so you can also find somebody who can help you interpret dreams. That is actually a very strong gift. Universe communicates with us in many ways. I have a lot of clients who tell me they don't dream. They don't remember their dreams. They don't dream. So the universe will communicate in other ways. It's okay if you don't remember your dreams. So, but I want to talk to you about cleansing yourself, because we're still on the full moon. We're still talking about full moon, and we're in the full moon right now, and we're dealing with it. And so there's a lot of things that can go on during the full moon. So a lot of our past, some of the things that we're trying to shake ourselves of or release, are emotions and things that we that attach themselves, the emotions, the trauma, the traumatic experiences that attach themselves to us throughout our lives. And a lot of that involves relationships with sexual partners. And something that I learned a long time ago, that whoever you're having sex with, not only are you having sex with them, but you're having sex with everybody they've had sex with. And they are having sex with everybody that you've had sex with. I know you're like, okay, she's fucking crazy. No, I'm not. Here's the deal. We're all made of energy, and every guy that I ever slept with, and there have been many, 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 many guys. I'm 61, and I grew up in the tail end of the 60s, and definitely all through the 70s. So yes, it was always about drugs, sex, and rock and roll. So more sex than the rock and roll and the drugs in my world. But what happens is, you know, we're all made of energy. So every guy that I ever slept with, they picked up the energy of the girls that they had been with. And some of the guys that I slept with had also been with men. So I was, when they slept with me, they were passing that energy on to me. Um, so there's a lot of mixed energies, um, depression, all kinds of weird stuff going on with all the people that they had dealt with in the past. And the same with me. I was passing on to them the energies of many of the men that I had been with. So it's like a vicious cycle. It's a real vicious cycle. And if you're trying to heal and move beyond and evolve into a higher place, then you got to get rid of that energy. And the question is, how do you get rid of that energy? Well, I'm going to tell you how. um, I had to do this. It was very healing for me. A friend of mine, the same one who told me about the spell, this money spell that we just did, um, she explained to me that on the night of the full moon, you need to write down a list of all the partners that you've had and build a fire, and you meditate, and you ask for a cleansing, and then you take the list and you throw that list in the fire. And again, this is all about intentions. Also, you visualize all that energy that you've been carrying from all those other people. You visualize it when you put that list in the fire, all those energies just going up and removing themselves away from you. Now, when you do that, you also want to throw some sage. You can do a sage, and we used, oh goodness, there was another kind of, I can't remember, but you can use sage and definitely frankincense. Sage and frankincense, maybe a little lavender. Make you up a little bouquet of cleansing herbs, and throw those herbs in the fire along with that list. Now, if you haven't had a lot of partners, it's okay. But if you've had a lot of partners, like myself, it took me about a week to get it all together. So I had to plan this out. I knew when the full moon was going to be. So I took little cocktail beverage napkins, and on each, there was a good many napkins. So on each napkin, I wrote a name on that napkin. I had a napkin list about like that, a pile like that, and it went into the fire pit. The interesting thing about it is I watched, because as you put that list in there with your herbs, you need to meditate and visualize all that energy leaving you and being lifted up. The smoke and the fire is burning all that energy off and lifting you up, lifting all that negative energy that you no longer need. It's being lifted up into the universe, back into the universe. And so, and absorbing into the full moon. But what was interesting when I did it was, I was like really fixated. My eyes were very fixed on the fire, and I saw in the fire some incredible images come out. They were like demonic, and I will never forget. There was this one during the time of the fire. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Raiders of the Lost Ark, but at the end of the movie, there's the German guy who turns and looks at the ark or something. He's the one that had the imprint burnt into his hand, but when he looks at the ark and he turns back to the screen. Yeah, like you can see him on the screen, and his face starts to melt, and it is really disfigured and everything. I saw something like that in the fire. And let me tell you something. Fire is, especially like anytime you're doing ritual or anything like that around fire, fire pits or fire burnings, it's really important. Either you or have somebody else there taking pictures, because there's images that you see in the pictures, and that's the fire is alive. It has energy, and it is communicating with you as well. I remember a very long time ago, a friend of mine came over, and this woman, I love her very much. Her name is Joyce Steck, Stech, I believe. Um, if you've never heard of her, look her up. She travels all over the world. She goes a lot to Israel teaching uh, a lot of things, metaphysical type things. And she came over to my place one day for breakfast, and I'm cooking breakfast, and we're talking. And she said to me, "Do you know you have a lot? Did you know there's dragons all in your house here?" I was like, "What?" I thought she was kind of nuts, but I have a lot of trust in her because I've worked with her before, and she's very spot on. So I was like, what are you talking about? She said, "Yeah, Lisa, there's dragons all over the place here. And they're just like laying around, smoking their cigars, just watching you, waiting for you to ask them for help. Because they want to help you, but you got to ask them for the help." And I was like, okay. I mean, my awakening had not gotten to that level yet. So I said, okay. And a couple of weeks later, my friends and I, we were hanging around my fire pit. We were having ritual, and we were doing a full moon ritual. And then, and somebody there was taking pictures. And I shared pictures with some of the people that were there. And one of the guys, and I didn't notice it until he pointed it out. He said to me, "You see the dragon in the fire? There were dragons in the fire." And I was like, "Oh, wow." And I explained to him, I said, a dear friend of mine was here just a few weeks ago, and she was telling me that there's dragons all over the house. So pay very close attention to the fires, because there are images and there's messages that are being sent out to you. The universe works in very, very mysterious ways and how to help us. So my bay leaf is still burning. It's still burning. I'm going to show it to you. See, this is what it looks like. And I have a real hard time with smoke because it gets up into my lungs. So I have to kind of put it away. But I'm still focused on this money. And so I guess the next thing we're going to do is do a tarot lesson. Let's take a look at the tarot cards and see what it says. Again, here when we're doing the third eye connection, we will draw a tarot card during every episode, and it's my way of teaching you how to read tarot. I've tried to teach people, through all kinds of ways, and it never pans out. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. But we'll do it this way, and we draw one card. And I got this new tarot deck. I think I shared with you yesterday that somebody told me that I needed to get a new deck and to put the old deck away. And I did. And my tarot readings have been wonderful. I'm really pleased with the readings that I've been doing. So, if you want a tarot reading or any other kind of energy work, you can look me up online. It's gypsyspiritcharleston.com. And it has all my services there. And also you can, I can talk to you on the telephone. I do phone readings all the time. but I don't do phone readings with people that are outside the United States. Now, if you're on Facebook and you're outside the United States, we can talk through Facebook Messenger. I think that's pretty cool. But I don't do it over the telephone, just, by a regular phone call. So let's take a look and see what card wants to be read and studied. So what I do is I spread the cards out after I shuffle, and this card right here, this card. The Empress. We got the Empress. It's a beautiful card, and I'm going to show it to you. So I am using the Heavenly Bloom deck. Like I said, I just got it. It's by Noah Ikeda. This is the name of the deck. This is what it looks like. And I will read from the book, and then I'll give you my spin on it. The person who created this particular deck really put a nice spin on all the different cards. So the Empress is what she looks like. It's an absolutely beautiful card, and we'll go over the card in just a moment. But it's the third card in the deck. It is the mother figure is the greatest expression of female power in the entire deck. The Empress nurtures the energy of the previous cards into fruition. So we all have manifestations and things we want to do, and so that's what this card is all about. I feel like it's kind of connected to the sacral chakra, because that's the sacral chakra is where the creativity, the co-creation is held at, that energy. So a queenly and maternal figure sits on a lush, strong tree as it was a throne. Surrounded by vibrant greenery, she is the trunk from which strong branches grow. She is the rich foundation that others flourish upon. So when you see this card, it means that her appearance in a reading can point to an abundance of growth and creativity, especially when it is related to home, family, and business. The Empress can also point to the abundance in your life and reminds you that you have much to appreciate. So the Empress, she's much stronger and bigger than the Queen. She's more important than the Queen. And in this card, and usually in any of the other cards, you see the Empress sitting on a throne, and she's got the crowns and a wand in her hand, and in my old card there was a castle behind her, and just beautiful things. But the same applies here. She is sitting in this tree branch here, and it's a very, very strong tree, but up here is a fruit that has grown, and it looks like it's attached to her head. Again, these are new cards for me, so I'm still learning them, but it looks like the fruit is the branches of fruit are attached to her head, and there's light around her. So the Empress, she has everything going. Everything is in order, and her creativity just sparks when she's thinking and very creative. Not only does it inspire her and lifts her up, but she uses her creativity and imagination to help lift other people up. So a lot of people depend on her, but also with the Empress, as it said, you can see the abundance in your life, and you must be reminded, the Empress, she always sees the cup. She doesn't look at it half empty. She looks at it half full. are full. You know, she sees how much she has, no matter how much or how little. She sees it as just being in abundance, you know, and that's the key. We were talking about money earlier. It doesn't matter. It's a tangible thing. Everything around you, it's there for a reason, and you have to see it as an abundance. And the more you appreciate it, a friend of mine always refers to it as an attitude of gratitude. So the more gratitude you have in your life, of course, the happier you are, and you become more grounded and in alignment with the universe. And of course, your your sacral chakra is going to be on fire, you know, full of creativity, because you're removing any of the blocks that you may have that's keeping you from being creative, to move along on your journey. So that's what the Empress is all about. She's strong, she's courageous, she's got a lot of energy, and she uses that creativity not only for her own abundance, but to bring abundance into other people's lives as well. And she's just constantly growing and thinking of new ideas. She's always pregnant with new creativity and ideas. But she also has an attitude of gratitude. So that is the card here, the Empress. And so I hope that helps you learn a little bit about tarot. Now, if this card is in reverse, if you're doing a reading and the card is in reverse, this is what it means. You need to make self-care a priority. You may be neglecting yourself and focusing too much on others. It can also point to a creative block. So when it's in reverse, it's completely opposite. You know, she's not the, when it's in reverse, I guess the best way to describe it is sometimes when people get really depressed or start focusing on what the Joneses are doing or trying to keep up with other people, it takes away from them. It's like you're giving, if you're in that situation, you're actually giving your energy and your power over to somebody else. It could be somebody that you don't even know. My mother always tried to keep up with the Joneses. It was like, this person has that, this person has, you know, other things. But it's, you gotta stay focused on yourself, what you're doing, because you have a special purpose, and you're creative. You have gifts that others may not have. We're all very special. So you have to focus on that. Take care of yourself. Get rest. Clear your mind of any jealousies or desires to want to be like this person or that person, or have what other people have. Focus on what you have, and be grateful for it, and allow the energy of creativity move you. That will definitely help you. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, absolutely put it in the comment box. Also, if you, I'm going to wrap this up. If you would like to donate to this show that I have, I will put my Venmo and PayPal address in the box below. But more important, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And also go visit my website, which is also listed in the box below. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.